Welcome, guys. We are joined here by Boosty, LA's captain for Midgard. Boosty, yeah, with playing with LA, what are you thinking basically? Like, why LA?
Well, me and Matthews kind of got together last season for Boston, and after everything happened there, won the chip for Matthews, and I just wanted to follow him over to LA. I mean, that's where he got the GM spot, so that's where we were going. I mean, Matthews is my guy, so that's
Yep,
kind of where I knew, just gonna follow him wherever he goes and try to get another one.
yep. You want those trophies. You want the glory. Everybody wants the glory. Well, I guess we'll move on to our second one here. Like, describe us something special that was pretty much like from each of your players, something special that came out of them throughout the season, or just a certain point in time that you really knew that they hit their spark of the season and they've just kind of reached it.
Uh, well, honestly, I mean, like before the draft even happened, like Mac, I wanted to pick Mac because last season his kickoffs just destroyed the Boston team that I was on. So that was one of those things I knew, I don't want to play against that again this season. So that was supposed to be one of my draft picks, but he got the Vegas captain spot, and then somewhere down the line I was able to snag him up and after rebuilding my roster there a couple times. So that's definitely one of the things that I wanted to have for sure was Max kickoff ability, his mechanical abilities too. Really helps. Kind of I guess tie in all the pieces, because I'm more defensive personally. I try to fill the gaps where I can, and Mac Jack I knew needed to be kind of my head offensive guy if we were gonna have any success going into the playoffs. Um, L Hex, man, he's always the good vibes guy. He's kind of there keeping everybody up, making sure nobody's down. And Extello, one of the most reliable guys you can ask for on a team. Honestly, selfless player, tries to fit any gap that he can and make sure the team has success. And uh, Scoops, Scoops wasn't even supposed to be on LA, and the the improvements that Scoops made individually as a player, going from silver 3 to plat 1, just the work ethic that kid has, man, he's going to go really far just based on work ethic alone. Um, and then last but surely not least, Lieutenant Dan. I just picked him up. I want to say it was like week 1 of the playoffs, just to kind of round out, make sure that if anybody had to miss, we had a backup plan. And he's taking the role more like I don't even know how to explain it, man. He's added a different type of aggression that we haven't had all season. So I think that's really kind of what helped tie everything together as far as completing the team. We have different people, all different kinds of play styles, and it just worked.
Yeah, it's great when a team works together. You get that 100% mesh and everything just seems to work magically, but there's certainly you don't need magic when you're on LA as the Mastodons. You're just incredible in every which way. But I do want to kind of get a little bit more about you. Why did you choose this gamer tag of Boosty?
Oh man, I'm a huge car guy. Just to be honest with you, me and my buddy in middle school wanted to start a car shop, and we came up with the name Prestige Boost. It was like Prestige Boost Automotive, and so I took Prestige Boost, made it my gamer tag. Back then, I was playing Call of Duty a lot, so I got roasted a lot for boosting prestiges in Call of Duty. So I eventually took away the prestige and just left boost. And somehow down the road, everybody I started adding the Y, just calling me Boosty. So I just figured I'd made it official and just make it Boosty, man. It just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Hey, this one might be a little bit of a tougher question. Like, kind of tell us what were some of the toughest losses or just things that didn't go well throughout the season?
Ugh, here we go. So to be honest with you, man, there's so many things that did not go as planned. I mean, you can't really pinpoint like individual losses. I mean, I thought I built and drafted the perfect team at the beginning, and after 2 weeks, they kind of bailed on me. So uh, when you rebuild like that, man, it's tough because you got to find basically the leftovers and hope you can get good enough talent out of that. And uh, being a captain in this league, man, for 2 seasons, having to rebuild midway through the season both times. I mean, it's just having to fight back through all that and try to keep everybody goal based and looking towards the chip and keeping everybody working. And uh it gets tough, man. And it's just it's more than the lot like losses. For me, you can get past losses really aren't a big deal. It's just how you get out of the losses that's the biggest situation. And I think we were really able to capitalize on the bad season that we had. I mean, starting out, I think it was week 3 or week 4, we were 12th. I mean, we were dead last, and we were able to come back and put it together as a squad, make sure we got everything done. And I mean, it's all the team, honestly.
Yeah, always the team. And then, but now we're gonna go to the positives of this because there's definitely, even though there's always something a positive to take out of rebuilding, because then you get to start all over new. But now we're gonna go into like, so what's since you aren't big on the either winning or losing, but what was still kind of the overall take, or what was like the overall greatness of the season and the playoffs, making it this far into the playoffs and still having the contender's choice?
Oh man. Well, I mean, really the biggest like turnover for our season had to be I want to say it was week 6. We played Houston on stream. We beat them 4-1. I mean, that was the big turnaround. Like, okay, we can make it to the top. Houston was the top team, and now we meet them again in the finals, of course. But uh, the second thing, I gave Scoops a big break mid-season. I pushed him back a little bit. I wanted him to improve and be able to show off his skills and what he was able to do on the field. And the second one, honestly, was San Fran beating San Fran week 7, 4-1 with Scoops. I mean, he really showed up and showed out and did his thing. And then, uh, honestly, the biggest thing for me personally was Indy in the playoffs. Beating them 3-1 on stream, best team in the league, 44-18. Like that kind of just showed me that my team was the best, and that was the one thing that proved it to everybody else too. So
Yeah, we saw you guys made the run in the upper bracket, the winners bracket. You guys came out, beat Philly, and then beat Indianapolis, and then you took that loss to Houston. But then you came back and you ended up beating Philly again in the losers finals, and now you're seeing Houston again. So yeah, it's a little bit, yeah, it's the rematch of the upper semifinals to back into the grand finals for the Midgard tier here in Odin. So what are you kind of thinking going into this, basically this finals? It's a rematch here. You know, each team's gonna know kind of what the other team's gonna do, but you still don't know 100%. What are you going into this one expecting to come out?
I
Uh,
mean, honestly, I'm pretty sure we know exactly what Houston's going to throw down. The only thing is they haven't seen much of the roster I'm running this week, so for them it's going to be a complete throw all the cards on the table, to be honest, because we're prepared. We know what they're going to have for us, and I don't know if they know really that much or anything about the team I put together for the week. So it's definitely going to be a good one. I mean, they're going to have their hands full, to say the least.
yeah, you're always hoping to really make, yeah, a handful out of any situation. And kind of wrapping things up here, what basically anybody would like to shout out? Anybody and everybody would you like to shout out?
Sure, man. I got a few. Shout out to Hot Sauce the Pirate for allowing me to be a captain this season. Shout out to the GOAT Matthews, best GM in the league, honestly, in my opinion. Giving me a chance to be the captain for his team 2 seasons in a row, and hopefully bring home 2 chips for me and him both. And also want to shout out my whole team, man. They've been putting everything together and practicing their hearts out and making sure everything happens the way we need it to get us the win. So that's it for me, man.
Yeah, it was very much of a pleasure here, Boosty, to get to interview you. This is a new thing, but it was such a pleasure to do this for the very first time, and it was a blast.
Oh yeah, man, 100%. Had fun being out here.